team and me and my capabilities of managing the team. And, you know, I'm not perfect, and I don't claim that I didn't make any mistakes while I was managing that team, but, you know, if you report to somebody, there's a right and a wrong way to go about giving them feedback on what you think about what they're doing, and running around backstabbing them is not appropriate under any circumstances. Now, this maybe would have been a tolerable situation, maybe, if her work was good. But unfortunately, her work was really bad. Like I said, she got distracted with things that she shouldn't have gotten involved in. She would just do generally poor quality work, testing work, test tool work. So basically, from the outside, people would hear her running around bad-mouthing me, bad-mouthing the team, and getting involved in things she shouldn't have been involved in. And outside stakeholders, people in development especially, and also in tech support, saw her as basically both incompetent and simultaneously a troublemaker. And because I didn't effectively deal with that, their perception was that I was a poor leader. Now, what did I do to try to deal with it? Well, I basically tried to counsel her, to correct her, to you know, give her coaching sessions and so forth. And ultimately, it started to escalate to the point where, you know, it was written warnings going in her files and so forth. So I was going through the steps to position her to be let go, but very slowly. And it really, you know, I would wait and wait and wait until things really blew up. And the problem was that this deprived me of my ability to guide the rest of the team. And there's a whole line about a management saying that says that if you have a troubled employee in your team, you will spend about half of your time dealing with that person. So basically, if you have a troubled employee, you have half decapitated your team as a manager. You have removed half of your attention from your team, and you're now leaving them to thrash. And that, of course, compounds the damage done because people who need guidance don't get it. And I think the bottom line here, as painful as it is, as painful as it will be, is if someone can't fit in to your team the way you've defined it to be and the roles that need to be played, that person needs to go find something else to do with their life. Now, this is a tough economy right now. I understand that, and it's a tough time to fire people, without a doubt. And surely I'm not saying, oh, you know, just cavalierly do this, rush into it. But, you know, if you've tried everything you can to get the person back on track and they continue to be an incompetent malcontent, then ultimately you're not doing anyone any favors, including the person that you're not firing, because the longer that situation persists, the more they're going to come to the conclusion that their behavior is actually appropriate and allowed within an organization. Okay. Now, next on the list, writing bad bug reports. This is a stealth, stupid thing, as it happens. It can happen very easily. You know, people get in a rush, and people get sloppy. And we've seen some really bad bug reports from working with clients. And these 3 bullet items here at the top are all examples of actual bug reports. You might say, oh, you know, it's a summary. No, that's the whole thing. So, you know, one of my favorites here, test failed. The bug report did not say which test it was. You know, it's like we have 1,000 test cases, one of them failed. Guess which one? You know, this is not helpful information. Blue screen on page 2. This is another one of my favorites. No indication in the bug report on what was going on page 2, not to mention what had happened on page 1, what kind of inputs were there. You know, not helpful. But my favorite, all time, is this one, faster/random. Now remember, this is the entire bug report. There is nothing else to support this. Faster/random. This one is almost Zen-like in its total absence of informative value. It's like a little koan that you could chant to yourself to clear your mind. It doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell anybody anything. Now, you might say, well, I mean, it's surely rectifiable. Developer can come back and ask, well, what did you mean? What exactly is going on with this report and so forth? Yeah, but it shouldn't have to. Bug reports should be freestanding. They're information deliverables. They're a key information deliverable. In fact, in terms of the work products that come out of the test team, and I say come out of, not for internal use, but the things that you deliver to people outside of testing, the bug reports are probably, in terms of volume, the key deliverable. And in terms of generating the test return on investment, for those of you who've heard me talk about that and how finding bugs that need to get fixed is one of the key measurable value adds of a test team. If you're not producing good bug reports, you're not only frustrating people, you're undermining one of the key value adds. You are reducing the return on the testing investment. Now, in order to write a good bug report, in order to write a good anything, in fact, you have to understand your audience, okay? Who are the people who need to read your bug reports? Well, certainly there are developers. When we think of developers, right? Need to give them the information they need to fix the bugs that we find. There are managers, a cross-functional team of managers, presumably, who will make the fix-defer decision. They need to understand the impact of the problem on customers, users, the business. And there are tech support people. When we don't fix bugs, some bugs will be deferred. The tech support people will need to know, hey, what are the bugs, the known bugs in this product? What are we facing? What are we going to deal with? Is there a workaround? And then finally, there are the testers. Testers should know each other's bug reports so that they don't do silly things like file duplicate bug reports, for example, and so that they don't try to run tests that are blocked. So, those are four typical audiences. Now there can be others, and I would encourage you to think about that. Think about who are the audiences for my bug reports. When I write a bug report, if you're a tester, when my team writes a bug report, if you're a test manager, think about who's this going to? Who's going to read it? What do they need to understand this and to act on it, right? Testing as a whole should produce information that helps people guide the project to success. And we should be constantly asking ourselves, anytime we're producing a work product, but especially bug reports, how's this going to help other people in the project guide the project to success? Now, you might say, oh, I can do that and think about that. And, well, yeah, good. It's not enough to just think about it. You need to go out and engage with the audience that you identify. When you've thought about who are the people that I write my bug reports for, go ask them, how am I doing? What information would you like to see from me? How could I better improve the style and the readability and content of my bug reports? This leads us to the next point. And some of you might be thinking that, oh, why should I ask these other people? Okay, well, this is another big stupid thing that we sometimes do as testers, and I'm not saying that any of you are doing this, but we've certainly seen it done with a lot of our clients. It's forgetting that you're providing a service. You're a service provider. So I recently did an assessment, and in our assessments we talked to a lot of people inside and outside test team, trying to figure out how the testing is going and what can be improved. Most of the interviewees outside the test team said test group adds no value. Think about that. A test group adds no value. Basically, we don't want them here. We don't care if the test team continues to exist in this organization. Now, if that's not a scary thought in the middle of this recession, I don't know what is. Okay? Now, this was a few years ago, and the economy was better, but this could happen now. This could be going on now and probably is going on now in a lot of organizations. Now, excuse me, test group adds no value. Well, testing by itself, the poking and prodding